Welcome back to the Weeb Lounge. If you're into an anime that'll try your patience, will just annoy the hell out of you, well, I got a pretty good one for you. It's called Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered, but overly cautious. That's the whole title, I know. And the main protagonist guy? Oh man, he's a handful and he's kinda... oh... Now this guy would try anyone's patience, to be perfectly honest. It's an isekai anime, and this guy, Seiya, gets pulled over into this other world, basically to try and fight off a demon lord, right? And it's kind of weird how they do this, because all the gods are like sitting around in heaven, and like they get sent on different missions, and these missions are rated by level, you know, C, B, A, S, SS, triple S, stuff like that. And this is like a triple S super death doom a world where everything is going to just die and humanity wiped out. But Seiya is kind of brought in to try to do something here. Why? Who knows? Who the hell knows? But Seiya's guardian slash summoner is Restarte. Restarte, she's another goddess, not quite a high goddess, but like kind of mid-level, you know, trying to work up in rank. And if she accomplishes this little mission, I guess she goes up in rank, gets a little more powerful or something. It's all about her, right? She comes off as like this passive, under control, beautiful goddess, but Seiya ends up trying her patience so much, she just starts to flip out all the time. Let me explain this to you. Seiya, he comes across as like this mundane guy, all right? But he is so overcautious to a point. Take a Slime, the weakest character from any RPG ever. He does not want to risk a thing. He doesn't want to risk a single point of damage. He doesn't want to do nothing that could compromise anything to do with him. If he can't destroy this thing instantaneously, and then after it's completely destroyed and dead, destroy it down to an atomic level so that it has no chance of coming back, he's not satisfied. He will destroy an entire city. An entire city, if it means he's a little bit safer, just being a little more cautious. He'll destroy everything. It's like no regards. He empathy. He has none. It's just none. And with Astarte, she starts to kind of flip her shit, right? He's like, okay, you can go now. You can go now. You know, these are level 1 monsters. You're like level 5 now. You can, you know, kill them in one hit. No, I must be more powerful. So he for like weeks, he'll sit in this little hut in heaven or whatever, doing push-ups and sit-ups and everything. And he'll get to like level 50 before he'll take on a damn slime. I mean, at that level, you walk by the slime, it just dies. It's like, no, I ain't got a chance. I'm just going to kind of roll over here. That's how stupid this is. This guy, he gets a load of money, okay? He gets a load of money from heaven to go buy equipment and stuff, right? Well, what does he do with that? Well, he buys a set of armor. Then he buys another set of armor in case that armor gets damaged. Then he buys another set of armor in case the armor that gets replaced when the other armor gets damaged is damaged. Who's going to carry all this armor? You are an idiot. But I actually can't say that about Seiya. Seiya, he actually forward thinks so many moves in a strategic sense, thanks to him being stupid, overly cautious, that he can predict moves, he can predict movement, he can predict military formations, he can predict actions. He has all these predictive abilities because he runs every freaking scenario possible through his head. It's kind of like a chess player, okay, where they're sitting there, where you watch some of the high level matches or where they'll sit there and stare at the damn board for an hour and then be like, okay, and then they hit a little buzzer or something. It's like, this is why I don't watch chess, because you haven't moved in a fucking hour. The rook goes here. Okay, we're done. That's what this guy is. Okay, and every single encounter, it's like that. He even hides his level, whatever his true level is, from Restarte, in case Restarte gets captured and brainwashed or tortured into revealing his real level. He plays the game like no friends exist, basically. Okay. Anyways, I need to go to Elalu and Mash. Okay, now these two, are kind of designated as Seiya's bag carriers. Elalu is supposed to be like sacrificed and turned her body into a sword, which means she dies in the sword thing, and that's kind of stupid. And then you got Mash, who thinks he's, you know, kind of strong and powerful and stuff. And they're a joke compared to Seiya. These characters, they don't really have much meaning other than being a burden on the guy. I mean, there's a couple things they do to kind of help Seiya out, but at the cost of, like, Mash gets his ass whooped. Oh, like fingernails ripped out and stuff. It's like, no. They should have, like, saw how powerful Seiya was and be like, all right, you go do what you got to do. We're going back home. We're going to have some stovetop stuffing or something. I mean, hell. You know, and Seiya, you know, every time a new little thing comes up, he tells Astarte to open a portal to heaven and they go back. Well, normally she's not supposed to do that. Once you're in the world, you're on the mission. You're not supposed to be going back and forth all the time. But somehow, Astarte starts falling for this guy, as obnoxious as this dude is, okay? Astarte, you know, she's a beauty, she is, but when Seiya's working out, he's built, okay? He is like bodybuilder, king, whatever. You know, she falls for, you know, she is not falling for his personality, she's falling for that body. I know damn well that's what she's looking at. And again, the way I be looking at her, I mean, she got some titties, but but you know, the comedic tone of it is great. Like, Astarte ends up getting some wings, right? Using like heavenly power, some of the most powerful stuff in all of magic and everything, and creates some wings and starts flying. And Seiya, you know, he learned to fly too. Didn't tell her, but you know, he learned to fly, and he's zooming out, and he's going like ridiculously fast compared to what she can with heavenly wings, okay? And finally, she's like, okay, well, Seiya wants to get going or whatever, and she's barely keeping up. It's like, okay, I'll get you, hold on. And he goes like speed of light or some shit. It's one of the funniest things, because like her boobs are flapping around all over the place. Her face is flapping. Her boobs come out. They come out. It's hilarious. She's like, flapping around. You gotta watch that one. Y'all gotta watch the boob flapping thing. Kind of fucking. it was the greatest thing. I'm telling you right now. But another thing is Seiya, you know, being so overly cautious and wanting to be very, very OP, he starts asking other gods in heaven to start training him. Okay, and one of the gods is like, we'll see if you can hold up to me. And then Seiya whoops his ass so bad, he gives up basically being a god and starts baking cakes. That poor guy. That is so bad. And you know, like the demon lord, the heavenly grim reaper. What was that? Adenela, I think that's her name. She's like the demon. She's like a demon lord, gloom, doom, like death, everything. Right? That's her forte or whatever. She handles death, and she's incredibly powerful. Seiya's so incredibly powerful, she falls for him. And, you know, the rules in heaven is like humans and people in heaven, they don't mix. You don't do that. That's very, very taboo. She don't give a damn. Apparently Astarte is not giving a damn anymore either. Oh, thank God. Okay, I'm going to mention a couple of more people up in there. You got Ishtar. Ishtar is like king super high, queen of heaven, right? The ranks don't get higher. She controls everything, right? She can manipulate time, manipulate passages, all this other stuff. And she looks like a fat granny. She is. She's real powerful, but damn, fat granny. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Valkyrie, you know, god of war type deal. And yeah, she's really, really powerful. She's got some abs. I kind of like that character, but you know, she's got like a thing for. I think she's got a thing for the Astarte. I can't quite remember, but you know, Valkyrie is very much on the Yuri side of things. She's not, but yeah, she's really, really powerful and ends up basically teaching Seiya like an apocalyptic spell. Seiya masters it. He can do it just fine. But Valkyrie's like, how the heck do you cause apocalypse thing? But, you know, Seiya's just way too OP. But when all said and done, this series, it's an isekai anime, but it doesn't take itself seriously, okay? Maybe a little too cautious, being the title and everything. but it's far more of a comedy. It's especially between Seiya and Astarte. Them two foil off each other just perfect. And the fact of how Seiya's so overpowering, he basically demoralizes everyone else. You know, Mash and the other characters is like, oh, you're my bag handlers. If you want to come around, okay, we'll carry your bag. He just nothing. He blew up a church once because he found like one undead in there, right? Typical sense or whatever. He's undead. Okay, it's now dead. You burnt it alive in fire. It's in little pieces. But hey, we need to make sure. So he basically nukes the whole damn church, blows everything up. It's like, oh, the priest was a bad guy. He did that. Okay. They just kind of accept that. This guy's intolerable. Now, I do kind of understand where he's coming from, though, because they do explain why he's a little overly cautious, because apparently this is not the first time that he's been brought to another world to try to save it. It's not the first time. Apparently, the way this one works is like somebody from the human world is brought over, given special powers and abilities, sent out on a mission, and once they accomplish the mission, they're sent back with no recollection of their memories. Well, the first time Seiya came over, he wasn't this overly cautious guy. Not at all. He came over, did his mission, and failed miserably. People died, things got destroyed, it was absolutely horrible. And when he went back to the human world, because, you know, whether success or fail, you go back, okay? There's a special thing where it won't let you go back, but success or fail, you will go back, okay? It's like no risk to you, except in one case. But anyways, something about that experience, you know, his memory is supposed to be white, but something about that experience transferred back to when he was just a normal human, and this is what caused him to be overly cautious, even in the human world. So when he gets brought back for that next mission, he's still overly cautious now, which makes him a little bit more powerful, which, see what I'm getting at? So yes, he's the cautious hero, but there's actually a backstory to it, and I actually really appreciate that, because so many of these isekai anime nowadays just gloss over things, or like the Eighth Son or whatever, where, you know, guy took a nap, woke up, another world. I mean, what the hell? You need a little bit more backstory than that. You know, this is kind of like going. It gives it a foundation. That's what I was asking for. But anyways, like, subscribe, hit that notification button if you're looking for an anime that's an isekai anime. It's fun, it's funny, and probably will annoy you half to death or so in all reality. This is a good one to watch. So we'll see you in the next video.